Hello, FlossTube Stitchers. I thought I'd start off today with some new models on loan, and they're actually from not a new customer, but a customer who's newly giving us her pieces to put on display. And it started, well, I guess twofold. She had some things framed recently, and she also asked me to order something that was in a series, and she talked about how she had already stitched some of the other seasons in the series, and I got the bright idea to ask her if she would like to leave half a dozen things on display and earn a discount. So yay, she agreed. She did let me take photos for social media, but this is a step further to get her a discount. So this was the series that we were talking about. Sorry about the glare. Let's see. So this is Spring from Stony Creek Collection. It's their Divisions of Nature mini series, I think it was called. And she had stitched spring and summer. So we will get summer when she's done with it. And the chart that she ordered was autumn. So when autumn is over, we will get to put that one on display as well. And then she had some things stretched and framed to go in the same frame. So the first few that I'm going to show you are just stretched. This is from Country Cottage Needleworks, the Sampler of the Month series from last year. So this is April, and I don't believe she changed any colors, and she did it on the recommended beautiful beige fabric. So she used Ada. That's April. And then this is May. And then we have June in a frame, and she has July at home. Those are the only 4 that she's done so far in the series. And she also has July in a frame because she had a space where she thought she might like to put 2 together. I'm not sure that worked out for her, but in the beginning, that's what she thought she was going to do. So she has them rotating out in 2 different frames. So that's why we get to have one of them. Then I also wanted to show you that, let's see, I don't want to put this on top of that frame. So let me put it on top of one of the other stitch pieces. Although it doesn't fit perfectly because hers were stretched for a custom frame. This was the original frame that Country Cottage used. It's from Family Tree Frames, and it's a 4x9, and I believe her custom is a little bit bigger than that, maybe 4 1/4 by 9 1/4 or something. Bonnie didn't pay any attention to what the original was. She just did what the customer wanted at the time. So we do have more of these frames. They're $46. Like I said, it's a 4x9 opening. And if you've ever tried to get a family tree frame from another shop, you know that it takes forever. I'm talking about like more than a year. This could have been going on 2 years because the monthly series was long over with by the time we got the frames that we ordered. And unfortunately, people had moved on and done other things with them and didn't need the frames anymore. So I'm really excited to have these models on display. Maybe we'll get some of the frames sold. All right, that was my little commercial. And then the last thing she gave us for now is called Love You to the Moon. Again, sorry, let me see if I can get it without. I do have a piece of black foam core that I can use sometimes to help, but it's hard to do. I only have 2 hands, so I'm sorry about the glare. I can finagle it sometimes for a photo, but I can't do it live. So there's going to be a little bit of glare. So this design is by J.B. Barton. I'm sorry, J.B. Cross Stitch, and the designer's name is Jenny Barton. And I didn't know if she had done other things, whether she had an Etsy shop or a website, or if she was somebody who maybe worked for the magazine, because there's a lot of new names in the Just Cross Stitch magazine that I don't always recognize. turns out she does have a website, and she's from Great Britain, and there are a lot of really cute designs on her site and a section of free charts. So this is what hers looked like from the magazine. And this was from Just Cross Stitch, February of 2022, which came out last December. And if you wanted to see what else was in that issue, there were winter and Valentine things in there. So again, this is the February 2022. And if you don't already have this magazine and you would like this design, or just to have the magazine for yourself or for a friend, this is going to be the giveaway this time. So since this is a gnome, let's just use gnome as the keyword. I don't think I've ever done that before because I'm really not into gnomes. But this little girl is just so adorable. So just use gnome in your comment. And then I'm also going to include a piece of either 14 Aida or 28 linen if you'd like to do it. And if you already have the magazine but you still want the fabric, just go ahead and use gnome, and I won't be the wiser. Whoever wins, I'll just discuss with them whether they actually need the magazine or just the fabric. Okay, that's that. Then I just wanted to say that I really appreciated all the comments about the Christmas video. It did take forever to do. I mean, it didn't take 6 months to do. Obviously, I wasn't working on it for a while. I had worked very hard on it a little bit before Christmas, and then really hard after the 27th, because that's when a lot of our activities took place as a family. So I was working on it New Year's weekend, and then Monday the 3rd was when I fell and broke my elbow. So then it was very difficult to work on, even just trying to type with my left hand, and editing was impossible. And then when I came back to the shop, I just was slow and very far behind, and finishing that video just did not seem to be a good priority at the time. So anyway, it does take a long time to do those, because I like to really label everything that I show, and sometimes stitchers are, Johnny on the spot with knowing the chart, and sometimes it's just an older piece that they can't remember whether it was from a magazine or a discontinued chart, and I get that. But I do try my hardest to Google, look for any images online to see if I can be able to label it for you so you can look for the same thing. Of course, I would always be willing to reach out to the stitcher if anyone wanted to know, and work a little harder on that. But it does take a while to edit and label everything in the video. And so I appreciate your comments. Some people did comment specifically about the baking dish. So I wanted to read a few comments. Dira Taco said, "The recipes in the baking dishes, so touching, so sweet, love them." And she said, "Wow," about 10 times during the video. I could hear her all the way from Arizona. No, just kidding. She told me that throughout the video, looking at everything we did and all the models on display, she said wow out loud 10 times. And then P, I don't know if it's happy, like the word happy, H-A-P-Y. She said, "My mom passed last fall, and I have some of her cookbooks with her notes in them. It is so special." And her mother lived to be 100 years and 11 months. Wow, that's great. It's something for you to look forward to, that you have longevity in your family. I do too, so I expect to be stitching for another couple decades. And then Sheila Loves Greg 34 said, "I ugly cried with you for the pie plate with your mother's handwriting recipe in it." She said, "I lost my mother 5 years ago, and this is a fantastic idea." And here's another idea. Sandy Kalmeyer said, "I enjoyed watching everything you did, ate, and saw last Christmas. I actually teared up with the pie plate. My daughter-in-law gave me a tea towel with a recipe written by my mom on it." So there's lots of ways that you can actually commemorate handwriting. I love having something that I can physically, use, and that it relates to something special in our family. So I actually brought the pie plate so I could show you up close. And it's a really beautiful pie plate too. It doesn't say anything on the back about where it's from. I could find out from my niece, but this is exactly the size of the recipe card. They just printed it right on there. And I don't know if they did it all in one color or if that's what the card looked like. I obviously don't have the original right now. But anyway, it was for Boston cream pie. And that was always our family's birthday cake. I wish I knew how it all started. I may have talked about this once before. I don't remember why she started making that, but it was really crazy because we have 3 June birthdays, and she made the custard from scratch, and it was really hard to keep the layers from falling off in hot weather. And I think I didn't realize this until I was an adult, that a Boston cream pie is just supposed to be 1 layer of cake cut in half with the filling and then the chocolate frosting. But because she had 3 kids, she actually made 2 or 3 layers of the cake. She made like full cake layers. So it was really tall and you could get more pieces out of it. But it was hard to keep it from sliding off because it wasn't exactly how it was supposed to be made. So I don't know how, maybe this recipe was supposed to be in several pie plates and then you do it individually and she just stacked it. Maybe it was a misunderstanding on her part. I have no idea. And, now in her condition, she doesn't know the answers to any of those questions. But I thought I would just bring that in person. Very special gift from my older niece, Kelsey, and her fiance, now husband. She's the one who got married this month. All right, so that's that. And then while we were talking about Christmas, I thought I would show some vintage stitches. I didn't do them, but my Aunt Jean did them, my dad's only sister. And I had saved one of the items just because it's so special and I think I'll use it. And the other item I saved to switch in and out at my parents' apartment when they wanted to decorate for Christmas. So let's see, what did I do with I already forgot what I did with stuff. Okay, well, I'll start with the tablecloth. So this is a full dining room tablecloth, stamped cross stitch. It has, let me show you this side because it's just got the beautiful red edging. But this is the side, the way it's folded, this has the bigger part of the design. And you can tell that it was loved and used because some of the gold stitching has come undone. Some of the knots have popped to the front, probably from being in the washing machine. But anyway, it was well used and loved, and I'll enjoy using it at my house too. Okay, I laid it down in a very strange place while I was rearranging some of the models back here. I tried to change it out to summer instead of having it be all patriotic. So anyway, it seriously took me a couple minutes to find this, but I want to say I recognize this design. I feel like it was in a magazine, or could it have been a Leisure Arts? I know my aunt did, you know what? I think it was in a hardbound Christmas book. My aunt lived in another state. Whenever she came to visit, she would come to my shop. She even came to a stitch group, I think, one night. But she didn't have a shop close to her that sold a lot of cross-stitch supplies. So I'm pretty sure this came from a hardbound Christmas book. But anyway, it says Happy Holidays, but they could leave it up for the whole winter. And she did it in 1988. So, all right, that's my vintage for this week. And then I'm going to show my whip. All right, so this is, let me find the right side so I'm not showing the chart. So this has been in my stash along with a number of other Homespun Elegance ornaments because she has 3 every year. And I don't remember in which order they came out, but she used to have an angel, a Santa, a snowman, and a sampler, but not all at the same time. I want to say that she stopped doing the angel and then started doing the snowman, but I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at all the years, but this is from 2012, and I often like to change the fabric out to a blue or gray just to go in my house a little better. So I had a couple of scrap pieces of vintage Stormy Night in Belfast, and it's one of my favorite colors. So that's how far I got in a couple evenings. And the white zigzag border is supposed to be done in 2 strands of floss. I actually changed the white. It was supposed to be baby's breath, I think. Of course, I'm using dye lots from now, not from 2012, so maybe baby's breath looked a little different back then, but I didn't care for that for snowman at this point, so I'm using whitewash, which is kind of my go-to. And then I don't like to backstitch with 2 strands of floss, so I thought I would try number 12 pearl cotton. Now, I don't know if you can tell from here, and maybe I'm just too darn picky, but all I had was 5200. I didn't have the regular white, and I didn't have it in any other company. I couldn't find it in our bin of, partially used floss and specialty fibers. Couldn't find it at home, and we didn't have any in stock. So I started using the 5200, and the more I actually could have finished it, but I stopped where I was on the border because I feel like I want to wait for the regular white to come in. I want to order the number 12 in white. Whatever, I can. I mean, it's for Christmas. I don't need to have it, it's from 2012. I'm not in a hurry, or I shouldn't be in a hurry to finish it. So I stopped. But because I had the number 12 white out and was using it, I thought, oh, I think I would like to do a whole 1-color design in white. And I had this piece of, and now I forgot the color. I thought I would remember it. It might be Picture This Plus. Maybe when I show this as a finish, I'll have figured out what the fabric is. But anyway, I had this piece of blue, and it's Aida, it's 14 Aida, and I was saving it for a rectangular design, either that way or that way. But when I saw it and then saw the white number 12, I thought, well, I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll have a slightly smaller piece over here that I can do something else on. But anyway, this is Winter in the Round by JBW Designs. And I just love all the little motifs, the sleigh, the hearts, the boots, the ice skates, the little cottage, the trees, the bird, the snowman. Every time I look, snowflakes, every time I look, I see something different. Anyway, this is what the chart looks like. And she actually shows it, let's see, that's on a box top. I don't want to show the chart. She also shows it on a snowflake. And I actually bought one of these snowflakes last year or the year before, but I think I bought a different size, so I'm not sure if that's gonna fit on it. And I didn't care. I just started stitching it and thought I'd figure it out later. I wasn't gonna stitch something specifically for one of those items. But then there's also a bonus little snowflake chart. And I thought maybe that's what I probably have room to stitch 2 of those on that extra little piece of fabric. So I might do that. So let's see, what else was I gonna, okay, I wanted to talk about pearl cotton for just a second. So I know thread has a twist to it. And I know that pearl cotton also has a twist. And there are ways to tell which end you should thread in your needle. And there's lots of information about floss. There's like no information about pearl cotton. I looked at so many blogs, watched so many short little YouTube videos about pearl cotton. Nobody talks about it. But when I was stitching I was taking a length off wherever the easiest place was to start the thread. Obviously, the other end is probably way underneath, so you have to start with whatever end is visible. I would, you know, do my length of thread, and then this is the end that I would thread in the needle. And I felt like it just kept kinking up, and I thought, I wonder if there's a direction to this as well. So I went through maybe 3 lengths of the thread, and then I thought, why don't I pull it out the same but thread the other end and see if it works better? I don't know if it's the placebo effect, but I felt like when I reversed it, I had less kinks. I'm not going to do a YouTube video on it because I don't know if that's going to work every single time, but for this time, I felt like that helped. Okay, so, and I actually finished this. I think it was 4 nights. It probably could have been 3, but one night I didn't start till 10 o'clock. And because I started so late, that's why I didn't want to do all the little fiddly bits on the snowman. There's a lot of little, there's a little wreath and a lantern and a broom, and I just don't like doing that kind of stuff late at night when I'm tired, so that's when I started this winter in the round. Okay, so that's that. Then I have some new charts. Let's move all that out of the way. I haven't shown new charts for a couple weeks, and the last time, what's going on with my glasses today? And the last time I think it was all auto, so I'm pretty sure I have not shown you these yet. This is number 9 in the Nutcracker Village series, the Arabian Coffee Shop. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. And, ooh, it's so new I didn't even price it. They're $7. And then Erica Michaels had a series. I think they're either connected to another chart or, oh, I should have done my homework. Were they possibly releases from a previous retreat or something? This is a Shepherd's Care 1, and the little motifs are based on her Christy Barron reproduction sampler. This is Boardwalk Review. And look at all the projects in The Salty Mermaid. All right, then Let Me Not Forget by Lindy Stitches. It has 4 designs in it, so that's quite the value. And they look so nice together. They'd be a great grouping. And then October House Fiber Arts had a couple new ones. Be True Trio is $10. Floretta Sampler. This is actually an original, not a reproduction. And Summer Tribute. I really like this one because it's red, white, and blue without being patriotic. And I really had kind of a hard time changing this to summer. We really only had one person take some summer models home, so it's not like I'm missing a lot of models. I guess most of our summer ones happen to be patriotic. Then Pineberry Lane. What is it? Cordelia Ancrum 1844 is a reproduction, if you like red samplers. And then I was going to look up how to pronounce this. The designer's name is Simone, and the company is Atelier Sod Idee, and I meant to look up what that meant. Oh well, maybe if I get a chance, I'll put it on the bottom there. But I believe I've seen her show some things in Facebook groups. And when I saw that Hoffman had 2 of her charts, I thought, oh, I can have them too. So this is called Simone Smalls. And there's a lot of different, this is another view. So those are really sweet. And then she has another bigger one that is in a different color palette. And there's some more on the back. And then Rosewood Manor, Very Merry Trees. And this is on a, hang on, fabric flare? Yes, it's called Smoky Blue Snow from Fabric Flare, and I believe that they did it specifically for Rosewood Manor according to how it's, how she talks about it in the pattern. So I think they designed it for her. And then Hector's Stocking is the latest installment from Shepherd's Bush in their stocking series. And I've been trying to get the charms for a little bit. Don't have them yet. Hopefully they'll come next week. And then I couldn't find a list of the pearl cotton ahead of time, so I wasn't able to check what we already had in stock. But it uses just a few number 5 DMCs, and the rest are from Weeks Dye Works. Okay, so that's that. And then, last but not least, we have the giveaway from last week, these 2 charts. And the winner of those is Mary Jo Shields. And I saw a little notice come up while I was filming that I think she read my comment, so she knows to send her mailing address to my email, and I'll get those out to her this week. So that's it. I can't believe it's the end of July already. This month went so fast. I think because of the wedding and preparing for it and everything. So next week I'm hoping to have some official wedding photos to share with you, and I have some other ideas. So have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.